All right, we're live right now. Hello and welcome to the Everything Huskers podcast. Today we got a special guest, Wilson Dittman, here on the show. He has daily content, probably the best Husker creator out there. So let's start it off with a question here. How long have you been doing this, and what got you started with being a Husker creator here on YouTube?
Well, first off, thanks for having me on the channel. You've been working
Yeah.
really hard. I mean, ever since you made this daily content, so you're a riser right now in the Nebraska YouTube industry. So hopefully you can continue to get some views, likes, subscribers. You got some good stuff out there. So I appreciate you having me on
Yeah.
your show. But I mean, I've been following Nebraska my entire life. Ever since I was a little kid growing up in Omaha. So just always want to make a channel. I've been doing this for about 2.5 years. Didn't really take off till December of 23. And then, I mean, it's just been super fun ever since. Like once you can get over the hump, right? Like you just really start having fun. A lot of people start tuning in. So, I mean, I've been doing this for a little while now, but it's just, I love talking my favorite team every single day, man.
Yeah.
And I should ask the
So,
same question to you. How long you been a Nebraska fan? And, what was your idea? What was your thought process of making this channel?
I mean, since birth, I've been I've been a Husker fan since birth. Uh, br- brainwashed by my dad. So I mean, can't really do anything. Living in Iowa, I can't really defend myself too much. But
Yeah,
just
man, I
Nebraska used
respect
to be
that.
Iowa
You were
someday.
telling me before the stream you're holding it down in Iowa for us Nebraska fans. I like that. It's one thing to be a Nebraska fan in Nebraska, but when you're in Iowa, you're holding it down. That's ballsy. I like that. You're holding it down, man. I
Yeah.
like that.
So what was your I started this channel. I mean, I watch you every day, so kind of see what it I mean, all of your videos help me know like my information and all this. So I mean, just like knowing a lot about Nebraska helped me start this. My dad and my parents, they both just told me, all this stuff, just start it. So I mean, it's
Yeah, man, I
basically
respect that. Yeah, it's a lot of fun once you get going. I think YouTube's really rewarding. So now you're doing a really good job, man. Keep at it.
yeah, thank you. What are your thoughts on this 2024 season?
I'm nervous, dude. That's the first thing. I mean, I love Nebraska football so much, and I think this year in particular, I mean, it's going to be so hyped up, obviously, with Dylan, right? Like Dylan going into his second year, he's this 5-star quarterback. I mean, him alone, there's going to be a lot of conversation around him in the Heisman talk. Matt Rule, it's a big year for him, right? Going to year 3, he always takes that big step in year 3 to be a 9-10 win team. So I'm feeling good about this season. The schedule's, I think, pretty easy for the Huskers. You don't really play anybody non-con. You don't really have too hard of a conference slate. So I mean, right now I'm thinking 8-9 wins. I don't want to go above that. I don't want to really talk 10-11 just yet, just because Nebraska football always loses games they shouldn't. But it's going to be a really fun season, man. And the talent on this team, I mean, I've been a Nebraska fan for all my life, 19 years, probably one of the most talented Nebraska teams on paper in my life of 2 decades. So I'm excited to see what happens. How about you?
Yeah, I mean, I predicted 10 wins, but I bet that's over the top. I predicted losses to Penn State and USC.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, yeah, you said Dylan's hype going into the season. It's probably right. Wide receivers we brought in, pretty hype about that. I don't know. Our offensive linemen that we've got, Rocco Spindler and Elijah Pritchett, those are some good dudes there.
Yeah,
So,
no, I like your prediction. I mean, 10 wins. I don't know if I can go there just yet. I just feel
yeah.
like Nebraska is going to hurt me in some way. We're going to lose a game we shouldn't. But no, I mean, the transfers we brought in, if we want to go to that next, I mean, I want to ask you a question. Who was your favorite transfer we brought in? Like offense, defense, it can be best player, it can be your favorite player. Who was yours?
Ooh. Probably Danke.
Yeah. No, that's a good pick, man. Dane, I mean, people just forget he was one of the best players in the SEC period. He could have went to the draft. So, yeah,
Yeah.
he's going to be a difference maker, man. I mean, what do you like about Dane Key? Just, obviously his production, but I mean,
His,
he's a great player. Yeah.
yeah, his route running's insane, and Dylan needs someone like that. Like this year, we had Nayer and Banks, but I mean, they weren't that good at route runners, so we really couldn't hit them that much. Ja'Cory was our main pass. We passed it to Ja'Cory way more than them. So
Yeah, no, you're exactly right. I mean, Dane Key, I think he's one of the best route runners on the country. Like he's tall. He's not incredibly fast, but what makes him a great receiver is he can burn people in man coverage. I mean, it's one thing to be fast, but if you don't have good route running skills, it really doesn't matter. You can really only run go balls. But yeah, Dane, I mean, he's just so polished, dude. And that's why I think he's going to thrive in Nebraska, and Dylan's going to know how to use him. So I think that's a really good pick. I think my favorite, it's tough. I really like Andrew Marshall a lot from Idaho. I think he was really underrated. He can return kicks. We need a good kick returner, so I like him. And then I like the Georgia Southern linebacker transfer, Marcus Watson Trent. I mean, you just want a guy who can tackle the production. I like him a lot. So
Yeah.
those are probably my picks. But Dane Key, that's a good pick too. He's definitely there for me. Probably my top 3 as well. But I wanted to ask you that.
Yep. What are like your under the radar guys? I know you made a video about that the other day.
Mm-hmm.
One that Nebraska's trying to keep silent.
Yeah, there's a bunch. I always go to the secondary because there's a lot of really talented players in the secondary. I'd say the number one guy, I love Larry Tarver. I just think Larry Tarver is so naturally athletic. He's so speedy. He's our true lockdown corner. I just really feel like he's going to shine this year. Heard a lot of good things about him in spring and fall ball. I would say a guy that I need to see do well is Quinn Ives. Really need to see Quinn Ives break through this year. And I was talking to EJ Barthel. Shout out to EJ Barthel. He followed me on Twitter yesterday, and he messaged me. And I told him, keep up the good work in the recruiting trail. I almost texted him. I said, I need Quinn Ives to break out this year. Do your best. But no, I want Quinn Ives to really ball out alongside Emmett, man. That'd be a great duo there. But I'll ask you the same question. Who is somebody who you see and you're like, maybe they haven't played that much, but you really like them and you think they can take that next jump?
I think Carter Nelson. Carter Nelson this year, he's going to have a big year. I think he would start at tight end this year. I mean, like you said, Emmett Johnson, we know he's definitely going to have a breakout season here. But Quentin Ives, we need him to do good because we need that backup running back. We need a good backup running back like Emmett kind of did this year.
Yeah, dude, I'm hoping Carter can break. I mean, he's just so naturally athletic. That's something
Yeah.
we need at that tight end spot. It's one thing to be, sure-handed, good blocker, but he's a guy who literally could be a first-round NFL draft pick. He's tall, he's 6'5", but I remember watching him in the state title game for Nebraska high school basketball because he was from a little small town Nebraska called Ainsworth, and this dude was dunking. He was doing windmills. This dude, I mean, he's crazy, man. So
highlights from that.
I know. Hopefully he can break out. I mean, he was playing all right this year, but he just wasn't big enough to play tight end. So that's a really good pick. I want to ask you another question. If of all the games that we lost from last year, which one would you have wanted to win the most? Like what did we lose? 6 games last year. Which one did you look back and you could pick any of them that you wanted to win? Like you could switch the result. What would that be?
You know what I'm gonna say?
Yeah.
Iowa.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah.
I don't know. I would have to say Ohio State because we were like right in that game. We definitely should have won that game there at the end.
Yeah, no, those are 2 really good picks. The Iowa, man, that was a heartbreaker. That was such a heartbreaker. Yeah, Ohio State, we should have won that game. They went on to win the Natty. I go back to that USC game too. Like, I mean, that would have been so big in the West Coast to get that win in LA, man. And gosh, just another game we should have won, and we didn't do enough. So that's a really good pick right there.
Yeah, we had way more fans there than USC even. If like the crowd was all red there.
Yeah, dude, I mean USC. I don't know why they don't show up to games. Apparently, they're fans. So yeah, it was all red. I mean, that's just a cool venue too, man. But yeah, it is what it is. Well, we might get them back. We play them again this year. So
yeah, at home too. So, yeah. All right. What's your Matt Rule's? What's your favorite coach adjustment he has made this season?
That's a good question. That is a good question. I just think the preparation going into the Wisconsin game was something that was such a breath of fresh air. Like we were on a big losing streak, 4 games. Nobody was positive in the Nebraska fan base. I felt like, oh my gosh, we're going to lose another game. And you looked at Matt Rule in these press conferences, and he was very confident. He kept saying that we're going to have a big game versus Wisconsin. We're going to get the monkey off our back. Dylan was very confident going to that game. And I just think, to have that mindset, despite having a 4-game losing streak, was just a breath of fresh air, gave me confidence as a fan. And then it didn't shock me too much when we went on and played Wisconsin. We blew the brakes off and we won 44-25. So was really happy about. It was not necessarily an adjustment, just his mindset going to that game. This is the Colorado game, obviously. I mean, that was just phenomenal, right? Just to blow. I think Matt Rule did a really good job within the first half of all of our wins. Like, I mean, we started blowing at teams from the very get-go, whether that was Colorado, whether that was Wisconsin. The Purdue game was interesting. I thought he made a good adjustment because that was 0-0 at halftime.
Yeah.
And, he came back and we're firing in the second half. So that's probably the best adjustment there. But I was really happy with the Wisconsin game plan. So that was a great question. What about you?
Credit to our defense on that one against Purdue because we definitely played good defense the first half there. I think Satterfield, getting him out of the offensive position, we were going nowhere with him there.
Yeah, no, I think that was a good adjustment. To do that midseason with go with Dana, like it was a risk. It was a risk for sure, but I think it was the right move, and it ended up. I don't know if we could have won that Wisconsin game with Marcus Satterfield as OC. I don't know. I think Dana is a guy who has a lot of experience, so that was a really good move to do that midseason. I think he should have done that before the season, but yeah, no, that was a good move. But I really liked. If we go to the hiring standpoint, like adjustments throughout the offseason, I thought DeKel Shorts was a phenomenal hire. I'll just talk about DeKel Shorts all the time. That was a phenomenal recruiter. He's young, he's energetic. He's a guy who was, he played in the NFL briefly. So I think Matt Rule, he got dealt a really bad hand by the guys who left, whether that was Wyatt, whether that was Nayan. The guys that the coaches he replaced those two with, a lot better. So he did a really good job in pretty much every aspect.
Is Sat going to be a good tight end coach here at Nebraska?
I don't think so. I mean, talking to the people, like I don't talk to too many players on the team at this point, but I talked to a guy who's no longer with Nebraska, who was a tight end last year with the Cornhuskers. You can fill in the dots there. And they just aren't high on Satterfield. I just think a lot of the offensive players don't like him that much. So I don't know if I can't speak for him as a developer. I don't think he's a great recruiter. I do know this. I don't expect him to be with the coaching staff after 2025. His contract ends after this year. I didn't think the reason why they didn't get rid of him fully is because they didn't want to pay the buyout money. I don't think it matters too much. Like the tight end position, you don't need a phenomenal coach there. It's probably the least important positional coach out of all of them, but I don't know.
Yeah, he's getting paid way too much here.
Yeah, I think he's getting paid 1.4 still because he's getting paid OC money right now. But again, he the reason why they didn't dip that below is because they have to pay money anyways. Like it's guaranteed at this point. So I don't think he'll be with us after this year. But I said that last year and he still is. So we'll see.
I got a Nebraska basketball question for you.
Shoot.
Do you think Nebraska basketball still has a chance at postseason?
Oh, 100%. 100%. I think they're almost a lock to make the tournament. Yeah. Let's see. I got to pull up their schedule going forward. I think we have 4 games left. That Penn State game, horrendous. I don't know if you watched that. That was a bad game. Yeah, we played 4 games left. Michigan on Monday, ranked team. They're playing right now against Michigan State. That's a loss. I don't think we're gonna do it. We're gonna be another ranked team. But then you play Minnesota. Like we should beat Minnesota, right? And then Ohio State. That's a rising team. I think we'll probably lose to Ohio State. And then Iowa at home to end the season. That's probably a win. So I think we really only need one more win to lock in ourselves in the tournament. We probably need 1 or 2 in the Big Ten tournament, but we should be fine. Now, if your question is if we are going to win in the NCAA tournament, I don't think so.
No. Last year we were 16-16 going into there. So, I mean.
Into the Big Ten tournament?
I'm pretty sure it might have been NCAA.
I don't think that. I think we were pretty up there last year. I think we had 24, maybe 20. We had a good amount of wins last year. I'll have to pull that up real quick.
I might have been looking at the wrong thing there.
Let me see. We had a good team last. Yeah, we were 23-11 last year. Yeah, we had a good team last year.
Yeah.
But I don't know. This team, they're just super inconsistent. They're even more inconsistent than usual. I mean, Bryce and Juwan obviously are great. I just don't think they have phenomenal depth. Raleigh is not great. Burke is solid, but I just don't love their depth. They just don't have enough top heavy players, in my opinion, to win in the NCAA tournament. So, I think they'll get in barely, but the 7. We're probably going to be a 10. The 7s are really strong this year. Yeah, so we're gonna probably play like a Kansas or like I saw UConn. I mean, yeah, we're gonna play a tough team.
I mean, we need like a Casey guy on this team right now. somewhat
100%,
consistent. Yeah.
100%. He would be
That's
phenomenal.
like in a season, but
Yeah, season's
it's
just
just
a
not
lot more
always
inconsistent. Yeah.
consistent. Yeah.
Yep. I think I want to check that Nebraska baseball is playing right now. I'm not sure who. I think I think playing Louisiana. So I
Yeah.
think they were winning earlier, but I'm not like crazy into Nebraska baseball. Like I'll follow them. I don't watch really the games as much, but I definitely follow them. Like once we get like to April and May, I'm watching most of the games. But uh,
Yeah.
I don't know. Baseball. I'm not a huge baseball guy, to be honest. Just not a huge crazy fan of the sport.
Yep. Here I'll put another question here. Oh, what do you think about the Tennessee game getting canceled? I saw your video earlier. I think
Yeah,
that's
I'm
fair.
really disappointed. Just from like a fan standpoint, I get it. It's nice
Yeah,
to have
that'd
a
be
free win, and it's nice to get that extra revenue for 2027 for the stadium. But from a fan standpoint, it makes me excited to play teams like Tennessee, these non-traditional games. So it is pretty frustrating. I would have loved to, go to Knoxville in 27. I would have loved to go to that game in Lincoln in 26. To replace that team with Bowling Green is kind of like a slap in the face for the normal fan. It's just hard to convince these fans like, oh, we're taking away this premier matchup for a Bowling Green team, but it is what it is. I mean, it's nice to have a win. I'll take it, but was not too happy with the news. Was not happy. How about you?
Yeah, I think we're just scared to play them, honestly. It's definitely not the construction issue.
Yeah,
But
I think so too. I think Matt Rule would rather have the free wins, and they're never gonna say that, right? Because that would be a terrible look. It's already a bad
yeah,
enough look that we canceled the game, so they'll never come out and say that. The reason we canceled this game is because we don't want to, lose. But that's
yeah.
probably the reason. Because you look at Nebraska basketball, they do the same thing. They play nobody in non-con, and they benefit from it, frankly. So I
Mhm.
think it's a strategy point, but yeah, the reason in my opinion, the premier reason is because they didn't want to lose. They were a little bit scared. So I get it.
Do we do we have the chat on here? I'm not seeing
I
it.
see it.
Oh,
Guys, put some questions in the comment section. We'll get to them. Here, somebody here, Matthew Kirk says, where y'all from? Well, I'm from Omaha, and Brett,
Harlan, Iowa.
Harlan,
Got to
Iowa,
do
holding it
for
down. He's holding it down, Iowa.
yeah, I'm not. Are you full screen? Because I'm not seeing any. Oh, here's a private chat.
Yeah, guys, put some
Oh,
questions.
that
Put
should
some
be.
questions for
Oh,
me
I
and
got.
Brett. We'll get some response. I know there were some Iowa fans in here. Iowa fans, put some questions down. Can be anything. Could be anything. We'll respond to it.
Sir, go be red.
Brett, how many games you go to? Like, have you went to a game before?
I mean, yeah. Usually go to one a year.
Yeah. Which one did you go to this year?
I went to the UTEP one right out of the gate.
Yep. No, that was a good game. I mean, that was fun. That was a really fun game. That Isaiah Nair touchdown from
Oh
Raiola, man,
my
that got me
gosh,
fired
yeah.
up.
That was definitely the best throw Raiola's had all
Yeah,
year.
exactly. He was throwing some good deep balls the
I don't
first
know what his
couple.
deal was. He wasn't consistent.
Yeah, he wasn't consistent. That was a fun game. That and the Colorado game were probably my two favorites of the year, at home at least. All right, we got a question. You want to click it on the screen? It should pop up on the screen for people. There we go.
What are your predictions for the Iowa-Nebraska game?
You
Hey,
should start off.
Brody's a big Iowa bandwagon here, so
Give him your prediction first.
um honestly at home this year, I don't know. It's always a close game, so I'm gonna have to say I think 21-14 Nebraska.
I This is the first time I just genuinely think the Iowa roster's worse. Like you lose and you continue to lose a lot of talent. You lose like the only reason Iowa won this year is because of Caleb Johnson for the most part.
Oh yeah.
I just don't think their Iowa roster is getting better. They don't use the transfer portal well. The recruiting isn't phenomenal. I think Kirk's at the end of the line here. This is probably going to be his last year. But then again, Iowa just finds ways to beat us. So it's really tough to predict. I like the game being played at home. I think Nebraska probably barely beats them, gets the monkey off their back. But it's just so like Nebraska will dominate, 99% of the game, and then Iowa will make this crazy fluke play, to win it. They always do. So it's hard to predict. It's at the end of the season, so you never know who's actually going to play with injuries. But give me Nebraska just from a talent standpoint. I just think Nebraska is so much better. Like they have to really find a way to lose.
Yeah. Here Hudson, I just want to tell you I don't think there's going to be a spring game here this season based on NIL and transfer portal. They don't really. Matt Rule doesn't want them to be recruited. Last year they had some issues with that. Other teams watching it. We were one of the more televised, so they were watching and then probably texting our players and stuff, trying to get them. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, we're not gonna have a spring game. I still think they're gonna have like a close practice,
Yeah,
probably
that's
where
what
it's
I
gonna be a
thought.
memorial, and fans can pay $20, $30, and no cameras or anything. I think that's probably gonna happen. If it doesn't happen in the spring, it'll definitely happen in the fall. But yeah, obviously no spring game. So I'm cool with it personally. Like I went to the spring game a lot growing up. I just don't think it didn't fill my need as much of a fan as a fan. I didn't really care about it too much. Like it was fun to see, but like I wasn't super invested in it. But it would have been nice from a content creation standpoint to talk about. Now I have less video ideas, so whatever.
Yeah. Do you have an upset prediction?
For Nebraska.
We don't really play that many
Yeah, we
games.
don't have I think we'll be favored in a lot of our games. Our schedule is pretty easy. Like, I mean, the first game that obviously comes to your mind is Michigan, right? Like Michigan's going to be pretty much a heavy favorite. We play that game at home. I
Oh,
don't know if Nebraska wins that just because I think Michigan's 5-star quarterback's going to be really good. They're going to be a better roster this year. Other than that, like Penn State, I don't know if we'll beat Penn State. I mean, that's a hard game on the road. And I think we'll be favored in pretty much all the others. So it's tough. I'd have to look at the Big Ten schedule in general and see if I could pick out an upset like in the rest of college football. But I don't know. I think the one that Nebraska might win an upset might be Minnesota. Like we might be barely the Minnesota might be barely favored in that one. So I think we'll beat Minnesota for sure.
yeah, we haven't beat Minnesota in a while, so
Since
do that.
2018, man.
Oh yeah, Mario. We ain't scared of nobody. Marcus
Facts,
Witt
dude.
there.
Facts.
I predicted 10 games. Wilson thinks like 8 or 9.
8 or 9, yep.
What's your favorite matchup this year?
I think you playing UCLA at the Rose Bowl is going to be super fun. I want to find a way to go to that one. I wanted to go to the one this year at USC, but Pasadena is just such a better place. So I'm going to try to find a way to go down to that one. That would be so fun.
We're just going to go with history on this one. Iowa State has barely ever beat Nebraska. So, what are your predictions there, Wilson?
Iowa State's a bottom feeder program, man. They're not very good. No, I mean they had a good year last year. They made the Big 12 product. They're probably better than us right now a little bit, but they lose some pretty prominent players. Jaden Higgins. They lose the other receiver, Noel, who's going to be a Nebraska Cornhusker for a long time, and then we didn't offer him. So it's a story for another day. But I think Nebraska would win this year. Now, last year they would have probably beat us pretty badly.
Yeah.
Who's their quarterback going to be next year? I don't even know. I can't even tell you who it was this year.
Rocco Beck.
Oh, yeah. ISU sucks. Little 12 is the worst.
I mean, SEC and Big Ten are the conferences.
Facts, man. If you aren't in those two conferences, you're hardly a relevant team anymore. Like I mean, the Big 12 is so irrelevant. It's a bottom feeder. It's a bottom feeder. What can I say, dude? You know what I don't like about Iowa State? Their colors are red and yellow, and they never wear those colors. They're always wearing black and like white. It's like wear your school colors. It's so odd. I don't know. They just have no history. They're just historically probably the worst Power 5 team besides Indiana. So I would not be a Cyclone fan if I had the choice. But you guys are pretty good at basketball, so credit to that.
Yeah.
Hoiberg, baby.
Matthew Kirk, what's your favorite Nebraska football memory? What's yours?
Mine would probably be Nebraska versus Northwestern 2013, Hail Mary. I was at that game with my grandpa, and that was just, that was so great. Jordan Westerkamp catches it to win the game. So that was probably my favorite. beating Michigan State 2015. Brandon Riley basically scores with 1 minute left. That was phenomenal. I really like being Iowa in 2022 just to get the monkey off our back. Trey Palmer had a great day. And then Colorado this year was really, really fun. That was just of all the games I've been to, that was the best environment. Was that game versus Colorado? Super, super fun. How about you?
I mean, I haven't been alive for too long to say any good games. Nebraska hasn't been good since I was alive.
That's true.
Probably beating Colorado this year. I'm gonna have to say.
Yeah, that was a fun one.
Nobody's better. Oh yeah, Mario.
Nobody's better than the Raiola. Facts, man. It's facts.
I'll give you credit to that one. Black unis for Iowa State look pretty sick.
I think they do look cool. I just don't like that they don't wear their normal colors. Like that's the uniforms themselves are cool. Just like wear your red and gold.
Nebraska needs to go back to the black shirts. I know you're not a big fan of them, but
I actually do like the black jersey. I think they need to like change them up a little bit though. I think there's too much red on them. Like if you're gonna go black, just do completely black and white. They shouldn't do the black and red and white. Like just do two colors. So I think they need to adjust them. But I didn't mind them. I don't know. They do need some work though.
Okay, here we'll go with this one. Kyle does have no ball knowledge.
Wow, Kyle, how do you feel about that, man? They're calling you out, dude.
What are your thoughts on 1984 2-point conversion call? Tom Osborne when he called that, but that's the rules. Pretty sure the rule wasn't it. You can't. I don't know. What was it? Do you know it?
What do you mean?
Do you know the 2-point conversion here?
Yeah, versus Miami.
Yeah.
I liked it. I like the call. You got to be gutsy sometimes.
Yeah.
It didn't pay off, but if it did pay off, he would have been a genius. So,
but it would have been.
It all worked out in the end. It all worked out in the end.
Tom Osborne wanted to win. You don't just want to tie it and split it. Pretty sure that was the rule that year. You don't go to overtime, so you had to split the national championship.
I'm not sure about that. I mean, you might be right.
How overrated is Dylan Raiola? He is pretty. I don't know. He's a little overrated, I'd say.
Maybe a little. It depends on who you ask. I think Nebraska fans overrate him a little bit. I think the national media is they're pretty spot on. Like I don't think they really overrate him that much. But Nebraska fans, it depends on who you talk to. Some will act like he's the savior, like maybe a little bit.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think he's properly rated, in national media. Like nobody's hyping him up to anything he shouldn't be hyped up to. So.
He needs to just play like himself. I mean, do you think he copies Mahomes at all?
Yeah,
I think he does.
I was defending him at first, and then like when he did the pregame thing,
Yeah, that's where I fell off.
And he kind of has the whole wardrobe, and they asked him that. I remember they asked him at a press conference. They're like, they said you've been getting a lot of comparison to Patrick Mahomes, and he got a little flustered. Like, no, like.
He's like, I've had this haircut since I was little.
Yeah, I think he was blind. And he's like, I'm not on social media. Like, Dylan, you are on social media, bro. You know what's going on. No, I think he just needs his own style a little bit. Like maybe switch the number up to 1. He wore 1 in high school. You don't got to switch up the haircut, but just don't do like the pregame dance. Like, man, that was a little much, man. Like make your own pregame dance.
I don't know how much.
Mahomes copied Raiola. That might be facts, man. That might be facts.
First of all, Iowa, and why do you go with the Huskers every year? Well, we're just gonna go with Iowa's offensive is absolutely horrible. Their defense is the only thing saving them here, but we always have the better roster, so it's kind of hard to say we're not gonna win there.
I agree. I mean, usually on paper, Nebraska has the better roster, but as the course of the year goes on, Iowa's roster looks a lot better because these hidden gems come out of the mix, and Nebraska's roster kind of always looks worse because the guys don't live up to expectations. So by the time we actually get to the game, Iowa's favored.
Yeah, we are capable of that.
Keep putting stuff in the comment section, guys. We can talk your questions. Kyle got a good question here.
I don't think so. I think he's gonna stay loyal with Nebraska here. This year I got a little scared because I went on this one Instagram live with T Knighton, and this was after he went to FSU. This one guy asked him a question like, was was Raiola actually considering leaving? And he said no comment. So I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think he was at all. I mean, he just has too many connections. Like his parents live here now. They live in Lincoln. Dayton's committed. His sister works for the university now. He's dating a cheerleader. Like he just has too many ties. Like I never thought he was gonna leave. Now he did post something on his like Snapchat story at one point. Like he was
Yeah, I
considered
saw that.
like yeah, it's so. I think Dylan's a little immature, and I'm his same age. Like I can't say anything because I'm probably a little immature too. But like, man, like you shouldn't be posting. Like you should know that you're a 5-star Nebraska quarterback. Maybe you shouldn't be posting on social media like Georgia uniforms, right? Like,
Yeah, like just.
But I never thought
Like
I was pounding the table. Like he would never go.
Where did that question go? Oh, Dayton, is he still living in Georgia playing football, or is he living here?
Because he's at Buford right now. So I don't know how it works. I know his parents bought a house here. I don't know if they still have their other house in Georgia. I don't know who he's living with, but yeah, because he's a senior this year, or he's gonna be a senior this fall at Buford, and he's gonna stay there. He'd be smart to stay there too, because Buford's one of the best high schools in the country. Like he should not move to Lincoln. He definitely shouldn't.
Yeah, I think it was pretty cool to see him beat out that Wilcox dude and make him transfer out of Buford.
Yeah, no, he needed to do that too. Like that was
he would have never won anywhere.
I didn't think he was gonna win that battle too.
I had no confidence in that either. I can agree Iowa's offense sucks, but we still beat you every year.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
Our offense finds a way to throw in a Chuba Purdy interception or Raiola fumble.
Yep.
It happens.
Walk-off field goals every year. Oh, man. Block punts, that they pick up for touchdowns. It's ridiculous.
Here, who do you think is the best overall player besides Raiola? I think this year, Ty Robinson. What do you think?
Yeah, from 2024, it'd definitely be Ty Robinson, in my opinion. It would have been Tommy if Tommy stayed healthy, but Tommy, I mean, he blew out his foot. It's a terrible injury. So would definitely be Ty. I agree. Now next year, besides Raiola, it's tough to say. It'd probably be a transfer. It either, in my opinion, be Dane Key or Marcus Watson-Trent or Deshaun Singleton. I'm gonna throw that one out there.
Who is this Matthew Kurt dude, and what is he saying? Oh my gosh! All right.
Let's go to the animal question. That's I love it.
Where's that? Oh, here.
Shout out Matthew Kurt.
Trade places for any animal for a day. Which animal would you choose and why?
I think I'd pick an otter. Otters are just chill. They're like floating down the river. Just hanging, or like a platypus or something like that. That's my pick. What about you?
I don't know.
Or I'd be a rhino, because rhinos kind of just do nothing all day. They just hang.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's a good question, Matthew. Keep them coming.
Probably not a hawk.
Nah.
You think Dayton will follow his footsteps? I don't think Dayton's overall, I don't know. I think he's too hyped up over his bro. Honestly, he's actually rated pretty good for himself, though.
Yeah, I don't know how good Dayton's going to be. He's really raw. He can throw the football up 60, 70 yards, and I trust his commitment. He grew up to be a bigger Nebraska fan than Dylan. That's a certified fact. He always wanted to be a Nebraska quarterback. Dylan did not want to always be a Nebraska quarterback. So I love his commitment. I love his character. I think in those departments, he actually is a little better than Dylan. But from a skill standpoint, his accuracy just needs a lot of work. I think if we ever see him play, it's going to be 2 years of development. and then he'll get on the field. But I just
Do you
don't
think
think he has like a phenomenal upside.
do you think TJ will transfer out at all ever?
I could see it. I hope he does. I hope he trusts the process. But it's a really tough situation. Like he
Yeah.
basically has to sit 2 years, and talking to TJ's dad's, confident that he's going to play right away. And to be honest, I don't see that happening.
Over
So
Raiola?
the only way it happens is if Dylan goes down with injury and TJ just shines and Dylan never gets it back. And I just don't know if Nebraska fans would love that scenario. So
I don't think that's going to happen, but
I do love TJ. I think TJ's a killer.
I mean, I respect Daniel Kalen's decision there transferring out. I mean, he was never really going to – I don't think he was going to get a chance here. I wish it would have worked out like Behringer and Frazier kind of did, but it's not going to work out like that. So, what's your favorite Husker rivalry?
Nebraska, Iowa. I mean, that's the only one I've really known growing up, right? Like, I mean, they tried to do the Nebraska Wisconsin rivalry. Like, that's not really real. I don't like Minnesota that much, but I don't want to say that's a rivalry. And then Nebraska Colorado, like, we just haven't played it. We've played them 4 times or not 4 times in my life, but 4 times really that I remember in my life. So, yeah, that's not really too much of a rivalry. Like, I know a lot of people think it is because of the old days, but it just isn't nowadays, unfortunately.
Yeah, I'm going to have to go with Nebraska, Iowa, but that Colorado-Nebraska rivalry has grown on me these past couple of years with Deion going there. I'm not a Deion fan at all, so kind of have to have that as a rivalry.
Yeah, I wish they played Colorado every year. That would have been fun if we played them this year and every other year going forward. I actually don't mind Deion. Like I don't know. I don't love him as a coach. I don't love Colorado, but like Deion as a dude, I mean, I think I could vibe with Deion a little bit, but I get why a lot of people don't like him, to be honest with you.
What do you think about this one here?
Oh, and Heisman. It's really tough I don't think the quarterbacks this year are like that impressive.
Jeremiah Smith, I think I'm high on here.
I don't know if he wins it this year.
I don't know about.
I feel like Ohio State receivers always play really good their true freshman year, and they just kind of never out. Like Jackson Smith and Jigba really did that. Like it was either his sophomore year or freshman year. He just had a great Rose Bowl, and he just didn't live up to it his last year. And then Garrett Wilson the same way. I don't know with Jeremiah Smith. I think he'll be the best receiver in college football. I don't know if it'll be Heisman worthy. Yeah. Arch Manning's probably the favorite right now, I think. I mean, I don't buy the Arch Manning hype either. I think because he's barely played. It's tough to say.
Mm-hmm. Who holds the record for most rushing yards in a single season at Nebraska?
Oh my gosh, you're testing me. It would my mind's telling me Rozier, but I feel like it's one of those running backs in the 80s. I'm gonna look it up because this is gonna kill me.
It says Mike Rozier.
Yeah.
2,148.
Yep. Okay, so I was right. Yeah, Mike Rozier. I've thought some other guys would be higher on here. Lawrence Phillips, obviously. Mon Green. Well, I did not know Mon Green hit the 2K mark. That's huge.
Yeah. Emmett Johnson, yes. I think he's going to pop off.
I hope so, man. I hope so.
His elusiveness is just crazy. He's probably the most.
He's a good dude too. He's really easy to root for. I wish he didn't enter the portal though. I feel like I don't know. That was a weird situation
with Satterfield and all that. I saw your video.
Yeah, Satterfield. There was a part of it like he kind of wanted some money. Like he got paid. Yeah. He got paid some good dollars to come back. So.
Do they show those NIL? I've seen Dylan Raiola's on 3. They show it, but it's like 1.4.
Dylan's gonna pay probably a little more than that. I know Emmett's, but it's not publicly released. Like I know it because his brother told me it, so probably shouldn't say that. But
is it pretty good though?
What's 6 digits? It's not like a mil or anything. No.
Oh yeah. Favorite Husker jersey?
Like just like red or white or
black shirts. I mean the alternates. I kind of like the 9/11 ones where they had the NU on the helmet. I like that.
The all whites.
Like the all whites? I don't know, the 9/11 jerseys.
Oh, hold
They're
on.
like a little like camouflage-ish. And they had the NU on them.
Against Buffalo in 21?
Yes.
Yeah, I think those are all white. Those are sick. I like those. I like the ones we wore against Northwestern. This was probably a lot. This was like 2014, 2015, maybe 2013. Those are all whites. Those are sick. Those are like chrome. Yeah, I like the all whites. I wish we wore. I like the all whites we wore this year versus Indiana. I want to wear those more, but people will say it's cursed. So
Oh yeah, surrender whites-ish. Yeah.
I hate when people say that. It's like, come on, guys.
My dad,
All our uniforms are cursed. We're
my
usually
dad
not very good. So
yeah. Who's your favorite transfer? I think we already talked about that.
Marquez
We can
was
say it
Trent
again.
to go with.
Yep, we'll both go with that one. I do not like NIL. NIL is, I think it's leading college football to where players are just transferring every year, and yeah.
Yeah, I don't love NIL either. I wish I'm cool with NIL being a thing. I just don't like the collectives and the universities directly paying these guys. Like it's fine if like Raising Cane's wants to pay a player to do like an advertisement. I think that's fine. But like when universities are pumping out money and just directly paying these guys, that's a problem. That's I don't know. So that's
Yeah,
the big issue, I think, and that they can't do anything about it. Like once you've already had an NIL, you can't ever go back. So you just gotta have to figure out how it's gonna work now. So.
yeah. Which Nebraska, I think they have a good amount of money to pay players. Not like Texas though.
Yeah. It's good, not great, I'd say.
Yep. Ooh, team. Who's yours?
Second favorite. See, I don't even roll that way. Like I don't have second favorites. I'm all Nebraska. I mean, there's like teams I'll pull for. Like I'll pull for Cal. Like for a really odd. Like I don't really have any connection with Cal. I just kind of like them. It's like I'll root for Cal, but I'm not. I
Hunter.
don't actively like care about them that much.
Isn't
I root for
Isaiah?
a bunch of FCS teams like Montana. I'll root for Montana.
Yeah.
Wyoming. I'll root for Wyoming.
Kyle, I'll just go with your team on this one, Iowa State.
Man, Iowa State, Big 12, Big 8 foe. Man, no, I'm kidding.
We agree with that one.
Facts.
No.
Nah, yeah, Jake was done, man. He's done. I don't even know if I think he's still in Nevada. He entered the portal. I think he went back to Nevada. So
yeah, he did. I used to text Chuba. And yeah, wish he would have stayed, but it wasn't gonna work out here. So
yeah, he's a good dude.
Very nice. Oh, weakest position. Probably running back. We don't have a lot of depth there.
Yeah, I think running back or just corner, because although I think we have a bunch of talent, corner is just a bunch of unproven pieces. Like you just don't know who's gonna play there. So probably that or corner, but definitely running back. Like no question.
I liked Hartzog. His first couple of seasons, he was super good, but I mean, he's super inconsistent when he just like he's getting burnt a bunch this year. He got burnt a bunch.
He's not like a true man coverage corner. He's a guy who kind of can flourish in zone. Like he can be a ball hawk, but like he's just not fast. He's not big. He's not a great tackler. He's just a guy can go up and get interceptions. Like that's really about it.
Nebraska volleyball. This is a good question here. I think we're gonna do really good.
I'm worried. I'm definitely worried. I love Danny Busboom. Like that was the pick. You had to replace Cook with Busboom. The talent's going to be there. You're keeping Jalen Reyes, who's they're the best recruiter. So they're going to continue to have talent. I hope they can continue to get better. Because like Cook, these last like 5 years, he was good. He wasn't great because we could never get over the hump and win a natty. We made it a couple of natties. So hopefully Busboom could do that because she's never won a natty herself. She's came up short twice. So hopefully we can win a natty next year because I would be really sad if Harper Murray can ever win one or some of these Andy Jackson. Like we got some good talent. I was really mad that Lexi Rodriguez never won one because she's great.
I also think she's gonna do really good here. Saying that I saw this post 2 days ago, I think. All the players are staying loyal, just staying here, trusting the process here. All the coaches have stayed. No one's leaving. They're just
Yeah.
trusting the process here. Matthew, I can't tell if you're 5 years old or 50. I was like,
Man, Matthew, you're gonna take that disrespect? Man. Getting fights in the comment section going on here.
strongest position. We won't skip this one. I don't know. What's your thought here? I think our wide receiver room's pretty strong.
I feel good about the wideouts too.
Safety's all right.
I'll say that too, but I'm scared about the wideouts because every year we kind of feel good about that room, and they turn out not to be as good because we were feeling good last year, with Isaiah Nair and Jamal Banks. Like on paper, those guys were studs. They didn't turn out to be that way. So I'm a little scared about the receivers, but I don't know. It might be different this year. I mean, they have so much talent. So I have to say the wideouts, the D line too. I like the D line a lot, and the linebacker course really fun.
Keeping Keanu Davis was really good. I think he's gonna do good.
Yeah.
Well, he'll be all right.
If you could add a team to Nebraska schedule, who would you pick?
Iowa State and beat the crap out of them.
Iowa State. It's a good one. I would probably say, gosh, there's a lot of them. I mean, it's tough. Texas would be so much fun. That would be such a fun.
Oh yeah.
I think Texas would be, or just Colorado. I like playing Colorado so much. So probably
maybe we should add Tennessee back.
Yeah.
He's gonna say, what?
Gonna say Colorado. I did say Colorado. You got me.
Oh yeah.
You got me. Yeah. You got me.
Forgot that we didn't have him this year. Heinrich's not gonna agree with you on that one. He's gonna.
Get one player in the country. Who would it be? It's tough.
I'd just take Jeremiah Smith.
Yeah, that was kind of who I was leaning toward too. But I was like, man, like our receivers are already good. I mean, gosh, who would I take? I think I'd take Nick Singleton from Penn State. Give me like just the best running back in the country, or Katron Allen, whichever one. I don't really care.
Yeah, we need a running back right now.
Yeah, give me one or the other.
I don't know. You think we'll get one in the spring though?
I do, but we'll see how they perform in spring ball. Like if Quinn Ives that do, they probably won't. So we'll see.
I think Jamarian Parker will.
And yeah, Jamarian Parker, man, he's been balling out.
Connor Booth's already his weight. He can probably do really well. Also,
hope so. I hope so.
Pretty high on that dude. I don't think Luke said anything about the Kansas Jayhawks. Maybe not.
Talking about Kansas Jayhawks.
Oh my gosh! Just stop.
We ain't answer that. Iowa State. Nah, that was a questionable pick there. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Cooper DeJean. Pretty big fan of him, even though he went to Iowa.
You want some white cornerback? Cooper DeJean is not a safety. That's the funniest. I don't like him personally because he's an Iowa boy and he went to the Philly, and I hate Philly. But I mean, he's holding it down for the white corners, so I do respect him for that.
Shout out to Brody. He bet that Cooper DeJean would get a pick six in the Super Bowl with one of our teachers. Got a Mountain Dew out of it.
That's crazy, bro.
Yeah.
Crazy. Yeah, Cooper DeJean though, he a baller. He a baller. I'll give credit to Iowa. They know how to produce some white corners. So credit. Credit. Guys, keep putting stuff in the comment section. We got some more questions. Get some crazy questions going here, guys.
Too good. Oh my gosh, these guys, bro. I'm gonna hide that question. I cancel that. Delete comment. I should put Matthew in timeout right now.
Matthew, buddy, you're going to the timeout chair.
Come on, guys, comment. Let's go.
I'll ask you a question. I'll ask you a question. Who was your favorite recruit that we got in last year's class? So not like transfer, but a recruit.
What do you mean, like
True freshman.
this class, right? 2025 or 2024?
Yeah, 25.
Probably Dawson Merritt.
Dawson. Yeah, it's a good pick. I'd say I do like Dawson a lot. I like Isaiah Mosey a lot. I think Isaiah Mosey, Jeremiah Jones. I like Houston Torres. Oh man, I really like that guy. Shout out to Houston. He's a good, nice guy. He might be our future starter at center. So shout out to him.
All right, here we'll go with any dark horse teams. Yes, we are a dark horse this year. I think Dylan Raiola is also a dark horse.
Give me Iowa. No, no. Dark horse team. I can tell you who's really overrated. No, I mean, I think Maryland might be a little bit better this year. I wouldn't call them a dark horse, but I think they might get up to 8-9.
I think Illinois.
Illinois will be good. They return almost everybody.
I don't know. What are your thoughts on Colorado this year? I don't know.
They're probably going to get 6. I think. Travis and Shador carried the entire team. You lose your 2 studs. I don't see it.
Shiloh,
a lot of seniors.
Shiloh was a senior, right?
Yeah, Shiloh's gone, but Shiloh's pretty bad. They won't miss him, I don't think.
He might. I don't know. Is Dion gonna go away?
He's going to be there this year for sure, but he was trying to get out. He tried to interview with that Cowboys job. So
I'm a Raiders fan. I wish he would have went there, kind of, because then we would have
had to pick the Raiders. Holy.
Bo Jackson. I'm also a Kansas City fan, like Royals. So.
Oh, but not a Chiefs fan.
No, Boo Chiefs.
That's crazy.
What's your NFL team?
I'm a Commanders fan. So.
Oh yeah, duh, yeah.
No,
I was going for the Commanders this year. I wish they would have got the Super Bowl.
I wish too. Now Raiders is crazy. I don't think I've ever met a Raiders fan before. You guys are not great. Not great right now.
Yeah.
I don't even know who's your quarterback going in next year. Are you going to draft one or like what's going on there?
I think we're drafting Shador.
I think you guys had like Aiden O'Connell last year, Gardner Minshew, and a bunch of different guys. Desmond Ridder, right? Like my God.
Yeah, we need to get. Shador's not that good. I don't think
so too.
We need really good.
He might go down to y'all. I don't know. He might slide.
We need Justin Fields, if I'm being honest. I don't think he should stick around with the Steelers if Wilson's also going to be there. Husker player of all time.
I'll say Amir
Tommy
for
Frazier.
me. I think
Tommy Frazier.
You said Tommy Frazier?
Yeah.
Yeah, Tommy. It's a good one. Personally, Amir. I think Randy Gregory too. So good, man. Randy Gregory. I like Stanley Morgan a lot.
Oh my, yeah.
Quincy Enunwa, 99 yards versus Georgia in the Gator Bowl. Those are probably something.
Oh my gosh.
Roy Halou. Shout out Roy Halou.
This guy just said Adrian Martinez.
That's the goat. That's the goat right there, Adrian Martinez.
I
think Adrian got dealt a bad hand, honestly. He wasn't that bad.
I think if we had Rule with Adrian, he would have been really good, but
probably.
I don't think
Adrian wasn't that bad. He's actually killing. He's off the Jets right now. He's gonna get paid. He's gonna be a backup quarterback for 10 years. I mean
he was the MVP in whatever
the UFL or whatever. Yeah. Shout out to him, man. He's a goat.
What is your favorite Husker 95? I'd say.
I got to stick with teams that I was alive for. So I got to go 20. I got to go 20. That's tough. I'm going to go 2016. I just think that was a really good roster that year, even though it didn't turn out to be that great. 2016.
I just took a team that my dad is always talking about. So I don't really know much about teams that I wasn't alive for, though. In March Madness tournament, what top school do you think is going to
sell? Tennessee. That's one. I think Tennessee's going to lose for either first round or second round. So pick against Tennessee is what I'm telling you.
Iowa State.
Iowa State. I think they're kind of tough this year, but I could see it. Yeah, I get it.
No, I think.
I hope not Creighton. I'm a big Creighton guy too, so I hope
Yeah,
Creighton doesn't
I go to Creighton. Are you a J-Sker?
I'm big J-Sker, man. Big.
Yeah.
Get flack for it.
Colorado's Dookie, yeah. Do you think Travis should break up with his girl? Yeah. Are you a Swiftie?
Nah, not Swiftie.
Good. Hey, Matthew was good on this one. He said yes to that. Yep. Travis Hunter. I don't know about that. I don't know who his girl is. Fields is staying in Pitt. Oh yeah, he's a Steelers fan. Brody is.
I don't know. I think Fields might be a little overrated. I mean he's like a highlight demon, you know. Like you watch him on these clips, and I just don't think Fields is that good. I really don't.
You think Iowa State will make the Final Four?
I could see it. I like their coach a lot. I like their team. They're tough, man. They're always good in the tournament. So I could see it.
Huskers' biggest need here. Running back. Need another running back.
A running back or a great edge rusher. I mean, let's just if we could get like a phenomenal edge rusher, that would transform the defense.
Why do you hate Iowa State so much? Kyle's an Iowa State fan, so I'm just kind of hating on him right now. How far are the Huskers going for in March? We're losing right away.
We're losing first round, man. Guaranteed, dude. Guaranteed, man.
As a Creighton fan, I think we get bounced second round.
I did too.
What do you think about that, Wilson?
I did too. Yeah. I think we'll win first round, but because Creighton's probably gonna be a 7, and we'll lose to it too. Like that's just I don't feel great about them this year, unfortunately.
Okay, get some comments going, guys. We need some good ones here. Take a couple more comments, and we can end it.
Yeah, let's do a look up more, and we'll get out of here. Hope you guys enjoy your Friday night. Appreciate everybody hanging out with us. So it's been a fun time.
Yeah. Thanks for joining us.
Oh, absolutely, man.
Awesome, yeah.
And everybody, make sure to subscribe to Everything Huskers, up-and-comer channel here on Nebraska YouTube. Daily content, W analysis. So hit that subscribe button on this channel. Hit that like button on the stream so more people see it. Takes 2 seconds out of your day. Be great.
Well, come on, guys. Comment. Let's go. Oh, here we go. What do you think is the best Husker moment? I'd think that Hail Mary you said against Northwestern.
Yeah. Hail Mary, Brandon Riley versus Michigan State. I liked the walk-off winner versus Iowa 2014 Kenny Bell end zone overtime. Yeah, I mean, we haven't had like a crazy amount of cruel moments just because we've been so bad, but yeah.
Oh, why is this guy saying random but favorite restaurant? I don't know.
Favorite restaurant? Let's get it. Yeah. For me, I don't know. I'm not a big restaurant guy. I'm not a big restaurant goer. I dig Dave's Hot Chicken is this chicken place in Omaha. Gas, so good. I had it for the Super Bowl. So if you like chicken, I would recommend going. I don't know, it's not everywhere. It's in the South a lot, but we only have one in Omaha, and it's so good. So probably hot chicken or something like that, but or like a steakhouse or something.
Yeah, I like Texas Roadhouse, but Raising Cane's is definitely the best fast food.
Yeah, Raising Cane's is good. I have one right by my house.
Dang, that's awesome. I have none near me. Iowa prediction.
0-12. Kurt Currents gets fired, and Iowa disbands their football program to become a basketball school.
I think 6-6. No, 5-7. Where in the world would you go? Probably somewhere where it's not snowing constantly right now.
It's facts. I'm trying to get back to San Diego. I love San Diego, so that's probably right now where I'd go. But yeah, because I need to get out of this cold weather, dude. It was terrible this week, bro. In Omaha was like negative. It was in the negatives every single day. It was like -10 the other day. I can't do it.
Yeah,
I can't do it.
we've had 2-hour late starts like all this week. It's awesome, but
Yeah.
I have time to make some videos. So, what do you think about Thomas Fidone leaving? I think he was overhyped a bit, but
He might get drafted. Who knows? I mean, the scouts like him, I guess, but I just think they won't draft him because he's gotten injured too much. If you get injured, if you tear both of your knees, I mean, it's a bad look. So
I wish for him because we we're close to LC, where he's from, Lou Central.
yeah, Council Bluffs, Council Tucky.
Yeah, that's where Duggan's from also. Would you rather win the Natty next year or win your rivalry game in the next 5 years? Natty, definitely.
Yeah,
Oh my
win
gosh.
the Natty, bro. I don't give a crap about Iowa, man. I would much rather take that. Much rather
We're
take
going to beat Iowa the next 5 years anyway, so, I mean,
that. Much rather take that Natty.
what's up? Honestly, wouldn't mind firing Kirk. He doesn't help the offense at all.
That's a crazy take. It's a crazy take. Man, you guys have done nothing but win with Kirk. You should be thankful. You should be thankful. All right. Because we once in a blue moon, Nebraska had a coach by the name of Bo Pelini, who was just like Kirk, would only win 9 games a year, and then Nebraska fired him because we thought we could do better, and then we sucked. So we should never fire him.
All right. Thanks for coming on here, Wilson. It's been an hour. So.
Absolutely, man. It was a good time, dog. It's a good time. Everybody, once again, hit that like button on the stream. Everybody subscribe. Tell your friends about Everything Huskers, up and coming channel here in Nebraska YouTube. Put your final parting thoughts in the comment section for us. We'll go over these last second stuff here. But yeah, thanks for having me on, man. It was a good time. It was a good time to spend Friday night. Again, your channel, dude, you're doing a good job. You're going to continue to grow, especially in the offseason. Like if you're going to be consistent in the offseason, you're going to be consistent during the season. So appreciate you, man.
Yeah. Take this one quick.
He's already out of committed.
What?
Committed a while ago.
Yeah. Oh, will we collab again? Maybe. I don't know.
I'm down, man. I'm down.
Have to do it sometime again.
Hit me up.
All right. All right. That's it for this one, guys. Go Big Red, guys. We'll see you in the next one. Thanks for coming on here, Wilson.
Absolutely, bro. I think you're still alive.
Yeah, Alan.
a little behind the scenes, guys.